Hello and welcome to our short demonstration on working with stock and products in Sage 200. In our experience, many companies have quite different stock requirements, from the simple we buy things in and sell them again to much more complicated stock requirements, including MRP, serial and batch number traceability, multiple stock locations, holding stock in different units of measure, and of course analytical inquiries and reporting. The questions who bought what and when, how many did they buy, and at what selling price are fairly obvious. But other important questions such as, have we made a profit? Are my stock levels low? Do we need to replenish our stock? Would also need to be answered quickly and easily. Sage 200 Stock Control is a sophisticated module that can be scaled to meet your company's product needs and answers these varied questions quickly and easily. We have logged into Sage 200 and let's have a look at the Stock Control module in some more detail. I will click on the stock list and we will see all of my products available. I want to work with a particular product, a Slimline dishwasher, and I know it belongs to the whiteware product group. We can click on our filters here, and I've got a couple already set up, and we want to look for whiteware products only. There we go. We very quickly see all the products that belong to that product group. If we change the filter to look for cooker hoods, then of course we only see those products. I could have searched for my product, of course. If I simply go back to no filter and look at all my items, we can click in here and look for my Slimline dishwasher. And there we go. Now I've found my product, I want to look at the details behind it to have a look at some more information and explore some of the other functionality that Sage 200 has. On this screen we can see the product group the item belongs to, whether the product is active or inactive, the stocking unit, is it sold in eaches or pairs or boxes, and we can also see the costing method. Sage 200 has a number of costing methods: first in, first out, a standard cost, and of course the average cost price. First in, first out gives you more accurate costing because that tracks the changes in the cost price against each purchase invoice that is recorded for this product, meaning that your profitability and your costs for that item are much more accurate. We can click on the batch and serial number tab and we can see that this particular item is tracing serial numbers. We could use sell by dates and perhaps use by dates. We could make sure that we record serial numbers when we receive the goods into stock. The system can also be set up to automatically generate serial numbers, or we can enter them manually. We'll move on to have a look at the suppliers. Here we can see we have a number of suppliers, but my preferred supplier, General Stores, is highlighted, and if we edit that particular supplier, we will see that we're holding the supplier stock code, which could be different to our stock code. The lead time, in this case 5 days. How many we might usually order from this supplier, and of course whether or not there's a minimum order quantity. We are using the price source from the last confirmed buying price, again looking at our first in, first out costing method. We'll move on and have a look at the locations tab. And for locations, we can see that this particular item is held in two different locations: the warehouse and the showroom. The warehouse is split into two different bin numbers, and we can see that my stock, which I have 10, is held in one bin number. The showroom has no bin numbers. We can also see that we have a reorder level, a minimum order level, and a maximum stock level held against each location. The system will tell us at certain points when this particular item perhaps reached its reorder level or perhaps exceeded its maximum stock level. In the Attachments tab, we can see here that we've linked a picture of this particular dishwasher to the item, but we can link many other files such as certificate of conformity, perhaps an instruction manual. We can now click on the selling prices, and this shows us where we can see multiple selling prices for this particular item. We have a standard price, perhaps the recommended retail price, but we also have different price bands with different prices. And you can set up per customer which price band that customer would use as a default. We can also store prices in different currencies, euros in this particular example. We'll click Save, and I'd like to check now what stock level we have for this particular item and where it's located. To do that, I can simply use my View option at the top, and we will look at View Balances. You can see that we actually have 10 in stock, but only 4 of those are free stock. 6 of them are allocated to other records, perhaps sales orders in this particular case. We can also see that the quantity of 4 is available at a particular bin number. We can also see that we have a quantity on order of 10 in purchase order processing, and that is waiting to be received. So not only will Sage 200 Stock Control show you what you have in stock currently and what is free stock, but also your potential stock, as it takes into account purchase order processing. If we click on the serial number option, we can see the actual serial numbers that are available to be sold. I'd like to check how this item has been performing in sales. We can do that again by a simple inquiry, again View, and we'll have a look at the monthly trading option. So we have 2 tabs here. We have the sales analysis and we have the purchase analysis. Under sales, we can see per month and year what was sold of this particular item and the profit. On the purchase tab, we can see the quantity that we purchased per month and year. If I go back to sales, I'm interested in September 2022, and we sold 56, but I'd like to see the individual invoices that were made up of that 56. If we click on our detail. Now at the moment, of course, we're looking at all the history. I want to refine that to look for just the goods out, the sales. There are our sales invoices. We can click on any one of these and look at a bit more detail. So we can see not only the quantity it was sold and who it was sold to and which particular invoice number, but we can see the cost price and the selling price, and therefore we're able to work out our profit. But perhaps I'd like to see this as a report. Let's go to the report section in Stock Control, and we'll have a look at the status. And I'm interested in profit by stock item summary. I already have a template that I can load in for this purpose, but of course you could enter your criteria manually. Let's click OK. And there is our report for September 2022. We can see we have sold 56 and we have made a profit. All reports in Sage 200 can be printed, obviously. They can be emailed as PDF documents. They can be saved and exported as perhaps PDF or Excel. And you can simply drop them into an Excel spreadsheet using the functionality here. We can also spool our reports and save them for future use. There are many ways to adjust our stock levels, and we can do this via our adjustments option. And you can see here we can manage stock takes, and Sage 200 has a fully comprehensive stock take system which allows you to do a stock take for a particular product group, a range of items, perhaps just a couple of items each day. You're doing a rolling stock count. And of course we can transfer stock between warehouses or perhaps between bin numbers. I'd like to look at another report just to see if any of our products in the whiteware warehouse need to be reordered or replenished. We can do that again by going to our report section and into our status. And we'll have a look at our below reorder level report with suppliers. So there's the criteria screen. We're looking for a particular product group. So this one is the whiteware product group, of course. And we'll click OK. And let's see if we need to replenish any of our stock. Yes, we do. Our showroom warehouse has no stock availability. We need to reorder at least 2. And we can see the lead time for our suppliers. Of course, we could enter a manual purchase order to reorder 2 of these, but we can also use the purchase order processing module to automatically generate orders for us based upon our reorder levels. But we'll save that for another video. That concludes our short demonstration of working with products and stock in Sage 200. Don't forget you can enhance your stock control system with extra functionality, including manufacturing, barcode and warehouse management systems, and stock forecasting, for example. Please contact one of our friendly and knowledgeable Sage 200 consultants to explain how these can make an already powerful and flexible stock system even better. At Cumulus Solutions, we believe that the solution to your stock requirement is just a click away. Thank you for your valuable time.